G'day mate and welcome back to Factorio with me, JD. So, this episode, a couple of things. Well, actually, let's start with what's already been done. So, I went and upgraded our artillery production. Funny enough, I'm going to run max rate calculator over all this. So, funny enough, just slightly overproducing on... That's going to come back to haunt me. Already fixed that once. Okay, you can face up instead. I wonder how many lipsticks are on a battery belt. Oh well, whatever. It'll sort itself out. Anyway, making artillery shells, making a whopping 1.75 artillery shells per second, which actually, when you look at it on a per minute scale, is 105 per minute. So it's pretty reasonable. But it's only using a little over half our belt of explosives. We actually still have a lot of explosives spare. In fact, I think our bottleneck is probably radars at this stage, which maybe I can fix with just an upgrade planner swipe. Maybe I can't. I don't know. But yeah, we're making an artillery shell or two. As you can see, these boxes are filling up. We don't actually have requests for a lot of these, purely because we're requesting ones. When I change all these to 5 or 48 or probably 48, either that or run a belt over there, which is what my long-term dream is, to just run a belt all the way around. That should fix that problem. Same time, we've got a crap ton of speed modules in all these miners. Something I did a couple of episodes ago, just went and whacked speed modules in basically anything I could. That was doing iron. That was sort of one of the requirements, because the ones doing coal are really just not going anywhere. Coal has definitely started moving a little bit, and I've been fairly proactive in running upgrade planner over things. Running upgrade planner over things to give the belts more throughput to hopefully clear some of this bottleneck. If I do that, there you go. We can do a lane balance. So yeah, running upgrade planner over it, trying to clear off the stuff. Copper's done the same. I've always started in the middle of the patch, trying to speed up these guys, because they are on a lot more resources than what the outside guys are. But same story, they're sort of getting to the point where turn the legs back on. That's something I never want to turn off. Is upgrade planner going to help at this point? It's not going to hurt. Done. So yeah, I want to get these upgraded, get them running a little bit faster. But this episode, I want to get two things done. I want to put down my centrifuges and start getting some uranium rocket fuel, nuclear fuel running for the trains, so we can start filling up the Kraken. At the same time, I'd really like to go A-trees. I'd really like to be in a position where we can, I'd like to set up, I guess, a blueprint for a defensive station for putting down around the Kraken, so we can drive it out to the middle of nowhere, put down our station, call the train to us, because that's one of the beautiful things now with the control click, and have it come defend and kill off all the natives. The other thing is with Mojo's lovely blueprints is, you saw I just got rid of a corner, and I can pop that down and it will perfectly line up with what was there. Because the other thing I need is a fuel stop, because we don't have a dedicated fuel stop. We have coal fitting these trains, which is working, and there's a rogue coal line from the other side of the map, from the looks of it, to come down here and feed the green circuit machine. But one of the things with the Train Supply Manager mod, and it's something I haven't really gone into yet, is mod settings. There is a minimum refueling amount. So you can set up the trains so they automatically refuel at a certain percentage. So I just changed mine to 50%. So when they get down to 50%, at least as far as I know, it's a percentage. No, it works on total energy, I think. Okay. Either way, when the trains get down to a certain amount of fuel, they will come in and they will refuel automatically. So that's what I really want to get done this episode as well. I want to have my trains automatically come in, automatically refuel at a refueling station, and then drive back out into whatever they were off to do. And yeah, that's something I really want to get done, because I hate when trains run out of fuel. And I love the fact that we've got a pretty little icon now to tell us that trains are running out of fuel on a line. By the same token, I hate setting up train fuel stops here, there, and everywhere. So we're just going to set up a very, very simple loop station right here that trains will probably use from time to time when they shouldn't. But if I put that there and I call you fuel stop 1, in theory, can I get a train? Nope. Green circuit train. Okay, they're all full of fuel now. In theory, any train that has a 1 engine, so that is one of the conditions, because it's called fuel stop 1, it should have a single engine at the front. It should come in here automatically and refuel. Now, if you're running double-headed trains, you can use, and Locator has somewhere here, a train configuration reader. Within 2 tiles, the name fuel stop to read the rolling stock configuration of the train. So you can use that to refuel something that's not, refuel a double-headed train or something curious like that, or a Kraken. Should you really want to send a Kraken through an auto fuel restop? But in my case, I just want a train that refuels. That's pretty much it. Okay. So we've got a train refuel stop. That's sort of done, actually. And I got 2 choices. I can make our... I'll just drop some go fasters in these. I could make the rocket fuel either beside the Shining Rocks, or the nuclear fuel beside the Shining Rocks, or beside the actual fuel depot, or fuel where we're making the rocket fuel. In my case, I think I'm going to do it beside the Shining Rocks, because really at the end of the day, one of the 2 items is being flown out and then the end product's being flown out, so it really doesn't matter too much which way you do it. But I'm going to do it up here, and we're going to have a request chest, and then a supply chest, and then a row report, obviously. Actually, thanks. Bugger, this robot coverage right here. We'll move it to right here then. No power, but that's a separate problem. So we're going to go input, output. We're going to ask you for... You only want 1 and 4? Oh, there's none in stock. That's a problem. 10 and 10. And I'll throw some speed modules in you as well. Yeah, go fast. Fast. Alright, let's go work out what's happening with our rocket fuel. I bet it's not enough assemblers. I bet... Actually, I've got enough assemblers, but because I had prod mods, they're too slow. That's what I bet it is. Oh look, I'm entirely right, because they had prod mods, they're too slow. Beacon. And of course you're now just like 1 tile outside robot range. Of course you are. There's a water pipe on the other side, so I can't get really good beacon coverage, but I can get something on the top side. So I'll take something. Something's better than nothing. You're going to need a power pole there anyway. And you're going to need a power pole there. That looks a bit better. I think we solved that problem. Although it does say it's picking up everything that's there already. shit, we just launched another rocket. There's 1k in the box. So, in the time it took us to use 1k worth of science, we launched 2k worth of rockets. Okay, one lab not fast enough. Alright, you're now looking mostly happy. You know what? Just to confirm, we'll add a second one. And hopefully that starts going fast enough. You should be fine with just one. Because the fuel takes like 60 seconds to craft, although you are crafting at 700% normal speed. So that brings it down to about 10 seconds. So maybe I don't request enough rocket fuel? We'll see. We'll see how that runs. Alright. Lab time. So let's craft a second whole lab. I don't need justice. 2 labs. And then if I've planned this well, we should be able to decommission all that. Copy. Paste. Now, should be it done. Yeah, apart from all the belts that are missing, but you know. I don't carry blue belt. I don't know why. Probably because I'm just not requesting it. Yeah, pretty much the only reason I'm not requesting it. 200. Oh, I don't need 49 more centrifuges. Turns out just needed the 1. Maybe 2 if it gets that bad. Okay, so we've just doubled our science throughput. So in theory, that sort of covers us. I'm not sure. But it does mean that by the time this research is finished, which I've just doubled the speed of, actually, can we... I don't want to carry around those. I don't want to carry around that. I just want, whatever. That and that. There we go. These are the 2 I want to track. Maybe not so much space science. Tell us how much we're using. We're only using 4 per minute? That seems wrong. 42 per minute. Thank you. Like maths. We were using 23. We should be up to 46. Yeah. So 47 per minute. This will take a while to average out, obviously. But that's one thing. That's one thing that's good at. It should give me a fairly good average for the space science to see exactly how much we're using. No, you're still going strong. What costs more? Iron. Have a second stack inserter. Maybe that'll help things. Okay. So, that's done, that's done, that's done. The next thing I want to do is set up a staging area for the Kraken, actually. And I want to cut off all our existing fuel. No, I want to wander back up there and set higher requests. And then I want to cut off any coal that we're using anywhere on the map for any trains. Which starts with that guy. Yep, and I'm not going to let all that burn through. We'll just have to let the bots pick it up and they'll sort it out and put it somewhere important. Probably in central storage, and it will never get removed. Because I don't think I've set up any proper recycling on this map. You're obviously not requesting much enough, but there is 600 in storage, so let's request, like, lots. Sure, let's do 100 of each. At the same time, let's add that to our long list. Okay, it's now getting too long. We can live without, nope, plastic. We don't need to see modules anymore, I don't think, because we've got lots of modules. We don't need to see shining rocks. We're maxed out in shining rocks. In fact, the whole system is backed up. So yeah, I want to see how much nuclear fuel we're making per minute. In theory, per minute, we're making 5. Which now doesn't seem like seems more reasonable. Okay, walk away from that problem. Okay, so that's running. Yeah, we needed somewhere to park a Kraken. Which means I need a large open area. Down here, I think. Oh, and I want to cut off those coil lines. That just goes up to fuel those guys. Yep. That just goes down there to fuel that one train. Yep. Is that it? Really? Yeah, because they're going to get fuel here. Green circuit didn't get fuel. Iron's going to get fuel when it gets back to base. And it's not moving because we're full of iron somehow. Yep, we're full of iron somehow. I guess dumping all those speed modules and random things has really made a difference. Okay. So, I want... And the other thing is, whatever I build, I also want to be able to load onto a train. So I want to have a set build that I can fit in each train cargo wagons, drive out on location, build the whole thing with my personal robots, and then once it's built, call the Kraken out, have the Kraken deal with all the neighbors, and then send the Kraken away and pack everything back up into the same cargo wagon that it came from. So, that's the requirements. That can go away. That can go away. That can go away. That can go away. And we'll just make up with lots of laser firepower, I think. Back to when it was too dangerous to even go outside. Yeah, and we just walled the whole thing off. I could probably turn those guys back on now. Get rid of that. Get rid of that. Laser there, like that makes all the difference. Okay. Mojo blueprint. We want a significant gap between there and there. I do have to get some of this train track actually built, so I can call a Kraken out, because I don't know how big a Kraken is either. That's the problem. What my Kraken is. I need to know roughly how big it is before I can decide where it's gonna, how it's gonna coil up. Because it's each wagon is 6.5 tiles, and it's 160. Is that right? It's 160 in length. Yeah, it's 160 in length. So I'm pretty sure I had a 160 multiplied by 6.5 equals screenshot. 1,000 tiles long. So yeah, it's not exactly what I call it. Short thing. Short train. Okay, so if I put that there, let's request in train tracks 1,000. I want to request in robobots. No, I don't want walls. I don't really need lasers. I guess I do actually. Okay. Lasers. I'd really like to do it without walls, so we're just going to go with substations. Because the walls just take so long to put down. Alright, so we've got our requests out there. We'll get this track built. And then we'll try and work out a Kraken coil, which is in itself not the easiest thing to build. Okay, so we've got our train track, which is now going to attract spiders, and I don't have any lasers on me. That radar's a goner. Yeah, it's a goner, it's fine. Okay. So, a Kraken coil. First step is... Actually, probably first step is to start middle. So, the idea of a Kraken coil is it goes around on itself repeatedly. Come on, come on, come on. Am I inside robot range? No. I don't have any train track. Okay. Let's go get some train track. So, like I say, idea of a Kraken coil is it loops in on itself repeatedly. Okay? So, in here, we make our train station. And we add one tile. And then we loop around. And then we add one tile. No, two tiles. And we loop around. And I admit my coiling might not be perfect. But the idea is, each time you go around the loop, you just add a tile. Is there a way to get this closer? Yes, there is. Okay. So, now we know we can get it closer. Let's just get rid of everything and start from scratch again. And yes, there's going to be a bit of that. Okay. So our first one, we can just add one extra tile. You can go away. No, you can go away. There we go. Now, that should not let the train clip itself, because they are technically two separate tracks. Might look very close. It might look like your train or the head of the train might scrape the ass of the train. Technically, they should drive past one another without a problem. But this is what leads to a Kraken coil. Or a Big Bertha, because Big Bertha was the name that popped up, I don't know, when 15 was released? Yeah, when 15 was released, somebody made a blueprint, and they called it Big Bertha, and the name sort of stuck. I like Gustav. I think that's right, maybe that's wrong. Which was the large artillery the Germans made during World War II. Kraken's been the name that it's come to know, that these trains have come to know by on our community maps. Go wait. Okay, so after I get this one done, screenshot. Does this look to be blueprintable? So I actually want that section. And that section. That section. And that section. So can I now take this part and literally, no, undo, line crap up as best as possible, haha, reverse it, and use that to fill in all the gaps. Looks like it. I might have some problems with a few odd bits of train tracks sticking up, which I'll have to go through and manually fix, but this looks way better. Except I just ran out of train track again. Clear out the chests. Okay. So anywhere I see extra track or missing track, that was a missing one with an extra one. Let's go to there. That's an extra one, that's an extra one, that's an extra, that's an extra. I think that's missing. No, it's an extra. Come on. Fill that one in, fill that one in, get rid of that extra, fill that one in. Okay, boom, 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 boom. There to there to there. Yep. Get rid of that one. Nope. That one and that one. And again, that's missing. That's got some spares on it. Okay. No. If I bring that up to no, there. That down to there. Are we close yet? Okay. We'll call that erroneous track. Okay. I don't know if this is going to be big enough. That's the issue. And the only way to find out is by taking said train and parking it in said station. And unfortunately, it's full of artillery shells. So if it comes down here and decides that it really, really, really feels like chewing on a biter, it will. No path. Okay, why can't you path there? Did I... Oh, because you can't path out that. You can't path out and go south. Okay. So we're going to bring it up. And then down. And a signal there, a signal there, and a signal there. Not that I need one, but you know, we'll just signal crap out of it. There is no way that train's going to fit in that circle. I can see it already. Okay. In the meantime, clear some trees. Go pick up the lasers, because we're going to need them, and the substations. And I'm going to need more lasers. Okay, how... No, you still don't feel like driving, because... Oh. That should do it. No path. We've got a path now. No, still no path. Really? Is it because you can't make the turn? It looks like it can't turn onto this track. So we'll extend the track forward. We'll see whether moving it forward to then reverse it makes it any better. Okay. We want power. And then I literally want a wall of lasers. Yeah. That's going to be our defense. And so we're going to go hard up. Hard up against that. bring it down. Remove that. Try and center this thing. And then... I don't know if that's better or worse. I have no idea, actually. This is where we'd actually bring power in from this side. I'll bring that forward slightly. Definitely don't want that. That looks manageable. Okay. Go pick up some lasers. Change that from 50 to 150 because, like, you know, sounds better. Kraken, move forward. Go. There you go. Okay, stop, stop. No. Move forward. Stop. Yes, now you can get out. Okay. Come to this station. And now we're going to hope for the best. I don't think it's going to fit. I really... Like, how is that going to fit that coil? And I am completely out. Okay. So, in the train comes. Round and round and round it goes. Where it stops, at the end, we know. There's nowhere to curve that tighter, so that's all the track it's got. Oh shit, it fits with heaps to spare. Well, there you go. We can make our whole coil smaller. Which is good, because that's the very first thing I'm going to do. Train stoppage at 3.6k shells. Targeting reticle. Oh, there's nothing. There's nothing in range. Awesome. Okay. So, if I get a deconstruction planner, I turn that off, and I tell you to get rid of curvy rail and straight rail. We say all of that. It should just remove what the train is not currently sitting on. Where's the end? Ah, the end's over there. I walked into the train. No! Yeah, it's tight there. Do not walk into the train. Okay. I want to bring that train track out. Which now means I want to deconstruct that, and that, and that, and all of that, and all of that, and all of that, and all of that. Oop. It picked a new chunk and did a screenshot. Awesome. Okay. Copy, paste. That looks about centered there. Might have been centered. Whoop. Undo. Cut. But we're going to move it over a tile anyway. Oh, that's off by a tile as well. Okay. Fine. All of you can also move down by one tile. Put that there. Okay. Well, let's put that there. We're just going to get used to moving things up and down by a tile. There. Yeah, I'm going to move it by a tile. Okay, so that all without the train track. untile. We fill that corner in with replace this bit of rail, which would have, so at the end of a Mojo blueprint, all that goes away. We want this to tile in. So we want one of these and then in like that. Stop. Get back there. I'm building around you. Be patient. Okay, manual. Thank you. Also going to need a large power pole to bring power on the inside. And then, in theory, I've just got to blueprint all this all the way around. So from there to there, blueprint there, blueprint there. It's now too tall. That's perfectly fine. Actually, it's even better. We're just going to make it tall because I just can't be bothered. No, there to there. Okay, so that gives us our little mini Kraken thing. And that is that very first research that I wanted. So, we now have a Artillary Bombardment remote, which requires 5 artillery targeting remotes and 1 satellite, which is probably going to be something we're going to play with in the next episode. But at the moment, we have a brand new blueprint right here, like so. And we can give you a yeah, that's our blueprint. So we need 156, 16, 1. That's it. No walls, no nothing, no repair packs. Actually, what's wrong? Because it needs to connect into that. Close. But that is now our blueprint. And we have our very own Kraken now. That should combat call for it. We can go out and take for a bit of a drive and go clear out some of the neighbours. And hopefully we've got enough lasers to keep them at bay. If not, I can... It's probably actually not a bad idea. Well, we'll just double up the walls. Yeah, we'll double up walls. Anyway, I'm going to call it here for this episode. Next episode shall be a combat episode. I will warn you in advance. We're going to take our Kraken out and we're going to go play with the locals and show them what 3,000+ artillery shells feel like. In fact, there's probably a lot in boxes waiting to go. Screenshot. Yeah, there's lots and lots of boxes waiting to go. So, we're going to send the Kraken home. We're going to go out. We're going to go say hi to the neighbours in the next episode. Clear out some neighbours. Clear out some space. Means we can start tapping some of these nice iron outposts. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Thank you for watching. Bye.